Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert's Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, WWE King and Queen of the Ring review. I was able to get it finished up there on old Peacock. Overall, pretty decent show. I kind of like what WWE's doing with these shows, having them just a little bit shorter and just only a few matches. Now, we definitely want more, yeah, but 5 matches plus 1 pre-show match makes them pretty darn quick. Obviously, having 1 show per month, like they would typically, and sometimes 2 shows a month, less is more. That's something WWE used to do back in the day. I'm talking like in the late 80s, early 90s, and then when they got to the Attitude Era, they started stretching them out, and they're kind of going back down a little bit, kind of the old NXT takeover mindset, obviously with Triple H, Paul Levesque running WWE right now. I know, obviously, AEW does longer shows, and that's fine. You know what? You don't need companies doing exactly the same thing. So we'll definitely get watching with AEW Double or Nothing today and get that reviewed as soon as we can. Otherwise, we're going to run down King and Queen of the Ring. I love the fact they brought it back. The winners of the King and Queen of the Ring matches will get title shots at SummerSlam. I love tournaments that you actually get something at the end of it. That's why the G1 and the Best of Super Juniors and those kind of tournaments, the New Japan Cup, those kind of things for me as a wrestling fan intrigue me more because you get those, unbelievable matchups like we got here with Randy Orton and Gunther, and then you get those dream matchups and throughout it you get Ilja Dragunov and Gunther, but yet then you get that payoff at the end like, whoa. This big payoff is going to be what? So, first match was on the countdown to King and Queen of the Ring. We had the WWE Women's Tag Titles on the line. We had champion Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill taking on Candice LeRae and Indi Hartwell. One thing that I noticed right off the bat, Bianca got in the ring, slammed, Let's start that sentence over again. Bianca was in the ring. She took the tag from Jade Cargill. So both of them on the ring. That 3 seconds to get out. Jade picks up Bianca and slams her on Indi Hartwell. But then the two of them, having Indi down, pose and celebrate in the ring, and Indi goes over and tags in Candice LeRae. I'm like, what? It looked the weirdest thing ever. You have these two dominant wrestlers who are taking down somebody. They choose to pose and celebrate and let that person tag out. I just kind of threw me for a loop at that moment in time. And so obviously the power of Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair was able to get the victory. Bianca ended up pinning Indi Hartwell. I give the match 2.5. Here's the thing. We know WWE's done this in the past. When you put 2 superstars together that normally don't tag together, typically they turn on one another. So we know we're going to have a Bianca and Jade Cargill match in the future. That's cool. Can't wait. I think it'll be interesting. Bianca Belair, one of the top wrestlers in WWE. Jade Cargill, honestly, my personal opinion, I liked this part. She's the same wrestler she was in AEW. They haven't changed a thing. Same look, same moveset, same everything. So I don't understand the, quote, retraining, because it's the same, everything's the same. The same moveset, the same way. I don't see any difference between Jade Cargill, WWE Women's Champion, and Jade Cargill, AEW TBS Champion. But maybe there is some difference that somebody knows and sees. It's like, oh, see, it's different here. Yeah, I don't get it. But, whatever. Anyway, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, still WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. 2.5-star match on the kickoff to King and Queen of the Ring. All right, first match. We had the WWE Women's title on the line. Champion Becky Lynch taking on Liv Morgan. We know Liv took out Rhea Ripley backstage, costing Rhea Ripley the championship. She had to relinquish it because of injury. She wins the #1 contender match, gets here to face Becky Lynch. It was a good back and forth match. And then Dom showed. And we had Dominic Mysterio come out, part of Judgment Day, obviously. His mommy, Rhea Ripley, Liv took out. He tries to intervene in the match. Becky wasn't no part of it. Dom ended up throwing a chair in the ring for Becky to use. Unfortunately, Dom strikes the referee. Liv does a drop on Becky onto the chair. Liv ends up getting the 1, 2, 3. So Dom Mysterio trying to cost the woman who took out his mommy and cost her the title, end up handing the title to her. So now we have Liv Morgan as your WWE Women's World Champion. That tells me that Rhea's due to come back soon. The only reason you put the title Liv Morgan here is Rhea's due back soon. And then you feud Rhea and Liv Morgan. Which, then what does that do for Becky Lynch? So it's like, where does Becky go from here? I know Becky said she invoked her rematch. She gets rematch, so that they put the title back on her. Is that the moment that Rhea comes back? I mean, so there's a lot of, okay, what's the next steps for both of these? Liv Morgan is the champion to me. I'm sorry, it's not believable. But the fact that she won this kind of heelness she's been trying to take off, but she's not a heel, but she is. She took out Rhea. She won with a chair, and it's that evil little grin she's got. So it's like, okay, are they trying to build her up, or is this a stopgap to bring back the feud with Rhea? So we'll see what happens, but I ended up giving this match a 3-star. Next up, we had the triple threat match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. We had champion Sami Zayn defending the title versus Big Bronson Reed and Chad Gable. I know everyone has been kind of jumping on the whole Chad Gable being heel thing and put him with the Creed brothers and get away from the Alpha Academy, what's next kind of deal. There was a backstage shot of him with the Creed brothers and everybody erupted over it. We'll see what happens. I think Chad Gable, technically in the ring, one of the best wrestlers in the world. He technically in the ring, he's kind of the Kurt Angle style, which obviously with the Creed brothers, you could bring Kurt back in if you would be a manager and run with that faction for a while. I think that would be awesome. But him berating Otis all the time and him berating, talking down to the girl all the time. It's kind of that moment it's all going to snap for him. Wants to know Big Bronson Reed do diving, suicide dives. It's unbelievable. He's the biggest he is that he's able to do that. That's what makes that guy, Bronson Reed, Jonah, etc., as talented and as well coveted as he is. Because he's a big man that can wrestle. Kind of like a modern day Bam Bam Bigelow. Gable doing the suplex, which obviously we all know if you watch wrestling. It was Sami Zayn, Bronson Reed, Chad Gable. When Chad Gable does the belly to back suplex, Bronson Reed was kind of suplexing Zayn at the same time. Gable wasn't doing deadlifts on that. But it was still a really cool move. Having Gable go out there and try to get Otis to hit Zayn, and then Otis not doing it, and then Otis finally going to go clothesline Zayn, and Zayn moves and he clotheslines freaking Gable. That was actually kind of a highlight of the match. And then Sami Zayn going ahead and getting the 1, 2, 3 victory at that point. I give it 3.5 star. Here's my take on when WWE first started going to Saudi Arabia, Sami Zayn would not go. They end up putting titles on him, so he will go. And it's just like, I don't know if he changed his opinion or what, but it's different with the women as well, seeing them completely covered head to toe, which I know that's the culture there, and you got to respect the culture, and I'm fine with that. It's just different from the United States culture, seeing the culture in Saudi Arabia and other places that WWE goes. It's kind of changes WWE to a point to match that culture, but it's kind of different, and it's kind of intriguing at the same time to see how it kind of progresses. The fact we had 3 women's matches here, and at one time we had none. That's actually a win-win right there. Alright, next up we had the first up 2 King, Queen of the Ring matches. We had the Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax, taking on Lyra Valkyria. Honestly, this match didn't do anything for me. I was kind of split between that and the Indianapolis 500 at the time. I think I'd watched the Indy 500, the Formula One Monaco Grand Prix, but it seemed like a lot of, I even went back and rewatched part of it. It seemed like a lot of a squash match by Nia. I just thought they didn't let Lyra Valkyria look as strong as they should have. Honestly, I don't think this should have been Nia in this spot. I think with what happened with Jade, when Nia hit Jade with a chair, and then Jade hits Nia with a chair, and both in front of the referee, and one gets DQ'd and one doesn't, I thought at that moment, okay, they're doing this regardless of what we think. Nia's Queen of the Ring. Because that spot made no sense to me. But Nia ended up becoming your Queen of the Ring, which there are history with Nia and Liv. There is history with Nia and Bailey. So I don't know which title, I think it's the WWE Women's World title, so she gets Liv if Liv's still champion. But it's like, okay, why put the title on Liv if you're going to give Becky the rematch, put the title back on Becky, because the storyline between Becky and Nia is actually bigger than the storyline between Liv and Nia. So why would you do that first one? Is that a swerve for this one? So you're going to put the title back on Becky. Now we get Becky and Nia, which we should have got all along, but there's no point putting the title on Liv. Is that what we're going to do here? Okay, that's cool. I'm fine with that. But that's literally what it is. It's like, okay. But Nia Jax winning Queen of the Ring. I ended up giving the match 2.5 stars. Wasn't one of my favorite Nia matches. Nia actually had a match with, oh goodness gracious, Asuka years ago in NXT. That to me was one of the best Nia matches. She's had a couple pretty good ones on the main roster, but that one in NXT was one of my favorites. And that's, to me, it made Nia shine and got her promoted to the main roster. Alright, next up we had King of the Ring finals. We had the Rated R Superstar. Wow. We had Randy Orton, the Legend Killer, the Viper, taking on Gunther, the Ring General, formerly known as Walter. As a independent wrestling fan, as somebody who remembers Walter in his day wrestling at PWG and seeing some of that stuff, and knowing how good Walter was at that time and how good he is now, seeing Walter face off against Randy Orton, one of those matches, it's like you look at it going, I never thought this would happen, ever. Now we're getting it in a WWE ring. That is absolutely amazing. Gunther always delivers. The fact that they worked on the outside, you had Orton drop Gunther on the table, you had Gunther working on Randy's knee, and Randy's selling it. He may have been hurt. Don't get me wrong, he may have been actually hurt. But the fact that he sold the shit out of that knee injury, and there was times where he hit the RKO out of nowhere, couldn't pin because of the knee. It's like, okay, that's just the psychology of this match is what, to me, made this match good. Yes, the moves are great. The big spots are great. Having these two icons of professional wrestling are great. But the chemistry these guys had, the mental fortitude to sell things, and just that ring psychology you don't see a lot on some of the, quote, high-flying matches, made Gunther and Randy Orton tier 1 match for me here. Gunther, the kind of roll-up pin, kind of. The only thing is, Randy's shoulder was up. And so I don't know if they're going to bring that back and do a triple threat or how they're going to redo this match. But the fact that Randy's shoulder was up on that pin when the referee counted 1, 2, 3. I know we've seen that before, and when they've done that before, they've kind of done something along with that. So we'll see where that goes, or if that's even brought up. But the fact that this match was so good, such ring psychology, Randy selling the knee injury, I give it 4 stars, with Gunther becoming your 2024 King of the Ring. So it looks like we're possibly getting Gunther and Cody Rhodes, maybe, I guess. But hey, I'm good with that. Or whoever wins the main event. On to the main event, WWE World Heavyweight title on the line. Sorry, WWE Universal title on it, whatever the hell we call it nowadays. WWE titles on the line versus the WWE US title. Apparently, Cage Match has it completely wrong because Cage Match is WWE title / WWE Universal title. But the US title was on the line along with the WWE title. At least that's what it was billed as. They could have changed it. I know there was some talk of initially it wasn't supposed to be the US title because Logan wasn't putting his own title on the line, and they changed it. I don't even know what they officially ended up doing with it. I thought both titles were on the line. And I thought they were going to do that, but let's see, take a look here, one thing, and see if it tells me. Yeah, it just says singles match for the Undisputed WWE Championship, so maybe the U.S. title was not on the line. Okay, that's cool. But regardless, Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul. Logan Paul talking about during the lead-up, not using the brass knucks, but he has, I guess, the titanium plate in his hand. Logan, I mean, this guy came into wrestling and just the ability he has, the way he picked it up, it's like a fish in water. I mean, he launched himself off the top rope. The fact at one point on the outside, he pulls the brass knucks out of his trunks, hits Cody in the ribs because he's been working on Cody's midsection, and you get Michael Cole yelling at him. You get him, Michael Cole calling him a loser. And then Logan going around the announce table and Cody throwing his headset off, or Corey throwing his headset off, trying to block him from getting to Michael Cole. And Logan loses his mind, and Cody come flying out of nowhere to take him down. There was a lot of work around the announce table. So you had multiple announce tables they cleared off the Arabian announce table or whatever it was, Arab announce table. They cleared off the U.S. announce table. You had Cody hit the cutter on the table, and the table didn't break. Oh my God! When that happened, it's like that looked like it hurt. Cody does that cutter, and it's like when Logan Paul hit, you can see he kind of hit the side of it. It's like, whoa, that looked like it was going to hurt both of them. They even said it looked like it took out both of them out. But then you had them going in and out of the ring, stopping the count, which I get why they did that. But then you had Cody stopping the referee from counting at 8, or 9. It was like literally at 9 when he stopped. I just didn't understand that. I get why Cody wants to win it outright, but just it never works well. And then you ended up having Logan when Cody gets on the outside there, Logan kind of gets him, throws him into the turnbuckle, or throws him into the ring post, and you had Corey talking about that's why you don't do stuff like that. But then you had him do it again, not put him on the announce table. Logan doing the 5-star off the turnbuckle through the announce table, throwing Cody back in the ring, and Logan getting back on the turnbuckle and doing a 5-star frog splash in the ring, and Cody kicking at it too. That was like, whoa, Cody's not going down here. You had freaking Logan Paul hit the freaking crossroads, but then you had something more from Cody. You had Cody kind of reach down and bring more out to this. And you had Cody going ahead and getting the victory at that point, which was absolutely amazing. Logan went to hit him with the brass knucks. Cody stopped him, hit 2 crossroads, was able to get the 1, 2, 3. You get Cody Rhodes, still your WWE Universal Champion. I give it 4 1/4. I thought there was a lot of pomp and circumstance on the outside that wasn't needed, but with Logan Paul matches and kind of as green as he is, you kind of do need some of that stuff. So I thought overall, great show. Short, sweet, to the point. I know Double or Nothing, Double or Nothing is probably 4 or 5 hours long. I haven't watched it yet. I'm getting ready to start here in a few minutes. So, Anyway, that is the WWE King and Queen of the Ring. Stay tuned to our sports show as we get some stuff watched from the weekend. It's been a long weekend of motorsports and of pro wrestling. We still have 2 GCW shows, which probably will do tomorrow at this point, and then AEW Double or Nothing. And then there's also a House of Glory show that I want to review for you folks as well. As always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports channel content. Robert Sports Show, from the independent scene to the main event of WrestleMania.